And here we are with the final qualifier before Battle of the Losers, then the main event. It's qualifier 5. All 5 teams here are returning. All of them have been in Joust previously, and they are back with new lineups, looking to make their claim to the main event. And overall, we got some nice competition in this qualifier. I think we see the best teams for last. Rainbow Friends are back after a long hiatus, and they're looking good with a very well-designed lineup. Devastation Wagons has some agility and some heavy hitters, a well-balanced team overall. Then you have Surfs Up with some nice agile cars. Ultra Hawks has some heavies and undercutting. They're looking good too, followed by, of course, finally Street Profits, some heavy hitters and some agility. Overall, which 3 of these teams will advance on to the main event? Let's find out. Starting us off is going to be Rainbow Friends with Scorpio, a metal machine. Yes, this is a metal machine that did not go on the metal machines, which competed earlier this season. One of their favorites. And Scorpio making a nice recovery there as Tracked Wagon locks it in, starting us off for Devastation Wagons. Followed by that, it's going to be Surfs Up, and they are going to like to sit down Dior 3. Oh, and the first elimination of the match is caused by Dior 3 as Tracked Wagon goes up and over. That is it could potentially save itself, but we're going to have to see what happens. It's currently sideways, and as it stands is our first elimination of the match. And no, Tracked Wagon does not recover as Dior 3 manages to escape as the Firebird for Ultra Hawks locks it in and is now settled on the track. It's going to be a tough loss for Devastation Wagons as the Stutz Blackhawk, first car for Street Profits, locks it in behind the Firebird. Back around the roster now, it's a Rainbow Friends. Who are they going to be sending down first? They're going to be electing to send down, Power Rocket. Power Rocket gets the undercut there. The Stutz, however, manages to keep its balance and stay alive. The Firebird, though, is in a very not great spot. One tip over there, and it could be going over. See what happens. Oh, and that's exactly what happens as the Firebird goes over. The second elimination of the match. Power Rocket recovers as the Woody Surf Wagon goes curbside. Now we're gonna see if we can take advantage. Oh, and Duck and Roll does joust on the Woody Wagon, but no damage there as the Woody Wagon uses the Firebird to basically save itself. As Duck and Roll goes curbside, and Duck and Roll still stays on the track, but is alive as the AMC, see another heavy metal car, locks it in. Right now, it's so far only 2 cars have been eliminated. As I said, and Duck and Roll does officially escape as the AMC in a bit of a dicey spot as the Coupe de Ville. Now the back of the Coupe de Ville for certain cars can be very problematic. Now we're gonna see what happens as it's back. As I say that, GT Racer takes a stab at the Coupe de Ville, but the Coupe de Ville, wow, that big blocky car, yeah, it makes a great flop over to a recovery. As the GT Racer now is settled on the track. Rainbow Friends tried to go on the offense here, but it didn't pay off. And it just gets worse as the GT Racer gets pinned sideways as Jackhammer takes it out. Wow, that's going to be the 3rd elimination of the round. So far, not that many eliminations. As I said, all these teams are great quality. Actually, in GT Racer may have actually recovered as the original Diora, locks it in behind Jackhammer. Not too many eliminations. We could be here for a while. All these teams are good quality. Kind of a shame that only 3 of them could advance. Oh, and there goes the 3rd. And there is another elimination as the Jetstream for Ultra Hawks takes out Diora. Well, Diora tried to recover, but gets flopped over off of the Stutz. Jackhammer's in trouble, and GT Racer now actually also could be in trouble here. Some cars in bad spots. Oh, and in the Chevy Capri for Street Profits. And Jackhammer is definitely not in a great spot, and neither is the GT Racer. Both of those cars are in danger here. We're going to see what happens. Oh, and West Coast Flyer takes out the GT Racer, but Jackhammer is able to settle down and stay alive. The Chevy Capri is curbside as well as Jetstream. AMC still hanging on there at the front. And the 40s Woody for Devastation Wagons doesn't do much, puts itself and the West Coast curbside. As the Chevy Capri at the moment stands is is, oh, what in the world was that? Oh, what in the world? Scenic Route comes in, but for some reason pivots perpendicular on the track. Doesn't actually inflict that much damage. That's not exactly what the Surf's Up were hoping for. Hoping it would do some more than that. Whoa, oh, and it looks like West Coast Flyer. That's not good for West Coast Flyers. The Pontiac GTO takes it out. The Ultra Honk going on the offensive there, and right now that could be a very tough loss for your Rainbow friends. Small block goes curbside. Usually a very agile car. It's on the Street Profits, so hopefully Street Profits made a good choice recruiting this. And we're going to be back around the roster now. It's going to be, whoa, in Turbo Streak goes on the offensive, but Small Block, showing its agility there, is able to land it and recover. The Pontiac now is in trouble. And Scenic Route is actually is in danger of getting tipped over here, depending on what happens. And no, the Kingswood Estate unable to do anything. Turbo Streak is looking all right there. And the Kingswood stays alive. Whoa, and Turtle Shell, man, just blinks off of the Kingswood and then just sort of gets out the track to recover. Save. I mean, that's a great strategy if you can pull it off, just guaranteeing yourself to stay alive for the next round. Followed up by that, it's going to be the one and only Assassin. It's Solaire. And what in the world? What a recovery by the Kingswood. Solaire gets all the way underneath, but the Kingswood able to flip around and land it. Wow, quite the recovery there. The Devastation Wagons like to see that. As it stands in the final car of the round, it's going to be a big one. It's going to be the limo. Oh, and the limo ends the round by taking out Scenic Route. Oh, that is a tough one. However, if you look at it, it looks like West Coast Flyer actually recovered off of that. Yeah, as a matter of fact, yes, it did. It got pushed up, basically, it was facing upwards, and as a result, and it's below 90 degrees, so as a result, it is going to be in. So a lucky break there for Rainbow friends. Besides that, it's looking pretty good now. And then it's definitely looking below 90, and just like that, and that's going to cap off round one. Overall, a pretty decent round way to start off this qualifier. All these teams are a great call. Let's take a look at the aftermath. Street Profits, the only team to not lose anybody. Meanwhile, Ultra Hawks, Devastation Wagons, and Rainbow Friends each only lost one, and Surf's Up got hit the hardest. They lost two. Only 5 cars were eliminated in that first round. As I said, all these teams, it's a shame only 3 of them can advance, because all 5 of these teams are all really good. So I feel like the qualifier going a real battle as the Stutz starts us off round 2 for Street Profits, and it goes curbside as the AMC puts it in a possibly vulnerable position. And following up by that, it's Rainbow Friends, and who are they going to be starting out? No, it's not Rainbow Friends. It's Jackhammer for Devastation Wagons as it puts the AMC and Stutz aside, both looking relatively safe. Followed up by that is now Rainbow Friends, and they are going to be electing to start off with Scorpio, and this time Jackhammer makes a nice little hop into the safety area, and a nice little recovery there. And now Scorpio is locked in for the track, followed up by Surf's Up. What with Dior 3? Surf's Up, they're at the disadvantage. They lost 2 cars around, so they are the ones in the kind of the danger zone at the moment. But granted, we've seen anything happen. Oh, and as I say that, the Coupe de Ville with a nice shot there. Dior 3 and Scorpio both go over. Dior 3 though could get tipped over, but at the same time, that was a double takedown. And Coupe de Ville set up, and again, that dangerous back and be. And as I say, hey, it's not dangerous for Jetstream, who just not only flips it over, but actually latches onto it with its opening hood. Wow, and just to ensure that the Coupe de Ville stays out, it's going to be the first loss for the Street Profits there. Followed up by that, and now back around to Devastation Wagons. Oh, and the Woody Surf Wagon takes out Jetstream. Coupe de Ville is recovered, but look at that. Dior 3 is back in the match, so that is a resurrection for Surf's Up. They are still, as it stands, they are still at 3. As the Woody Surf Wagon locks it in now. Followed up by that. Who are we going to say? Oh, what in the... Oh, that's just... What an utterly useless hit. West Coast Flyer belly flops off of the Woody Surf Wagon. And that is just a terrible loss for Rainbow Friends. That's 2 losses now. They are kind of choking here. What in the world? In the Turtle Shell with its usual shenanigans there. It goes off of the Surf Wagon, flipping over it. I mean, it's still alive at the moment. But again, just Turtle Shell with the Turtle Shell shenanigans. And Turtle Shell is officially safe now, because small block locks it in behind a Woody Surf Wagon. 2 cars locked in at the moment. The Devastation Wagon is going to do this time. And they're going to be electing the not Devastation, Ultra Hawks. Wow, Solaire gets the undercut, but again, a nice recovery by Smallbox. Surprisingly enough, Solaire did not get underneath the Woody Surf Wagon on that hit. Kind of surprised by that, but it's still poised to get pushed underneath, so we're going to see what happens as Devastation Wagons gotta be careful. And the 40s Woody careful enough to not take out the Surf Wagon, at least. Well, it's not exactly in an admirable position. Solaire is curbside. Back around the Rainbow Friends. Who are they going to be sending down? Power Rocket. Oh, no, and Power Rocket. That's a big loss for the Devastation Wagons. The Woody Surf Wagon goes up and goes over sideways. And the 40s Woody is in danger as well. Oh, whoa, that was a bit, wow, surprisingly a nice hit there by Duck and Roll. As Power Rocket a bit iffy, but it kind of looks like it's alive. The 40s Woody is alive as well. So that was an interesting hit there by Duck and Roll. A car that you don't usually see go on the offensive like that. Oh, and a massive hit by the limo. The Woody Surf Wagon, and 40's Woody is actually in danger. Now, that is not good. That actually looks beyond 45. Solaire survives. Duck and Roll survives. But actually, Power Rocket is now not exactly looking really good. It's looking actually sideways. Oh, and the Pontiac. The Pontiac pushes the limo up. It goes up, but it's still alive as the Pontiac GTO locks it in. Car is known to be very aggressive as the Kingswood just locks it in behind the GTO. Oh, and Power Rocket. Oh boy, it's really not looking good. Power Rocket over there is definitely on side, definitely looking sideways now. Followed up by that. Whoa! G's Turbo Streak, another undercut attempt. This time it was on Turbo Streak. But the Kingswood, once again, just flops over and makes a great recovery. The Kingswood, just a nice save there. Oh, and the Chevy Capri, just a mile car of the round. Wow, it's Turbo Streak. It puts it over. And worst of all, Power Rocket, that is definitely sideways. Power Rocket is out, and Rainbow Friends. Jesus, what happened to Rainbow Friends? They were doing so well. And yeah, that is sideways. And wow, that is just not good at all for the Rainbow Friends status quo. And looking at the 40s Woody, that looks beyond 45. That does, in fact, look beyond 45. That is not going to be in. And unfortunately, that means that's going to be a loss for Devastation Wagons. This round 2 being a lot more devastating than round 1. We saw some decent eliminations in this round, and overall we're actually losing our first team. Let's take a look at the aftermath. Rainbow Friends somehow going from 4-0, and they are out. Wow, not the return that they were hoping for. Devastation Wagons go from 4 down to 2. Ultra Hawks lost 1 down to 3. Surfs Up, the only team that didn't lose anyway. They stay at 3. Street Profits lost 1. They are down to 4. So we are down to 4 teams. Only one has to get eliminated, and this match will be over. Yeesh, I was not expecting that. Rainbow Friends seemed like such a promising team, but yet just in one round they all fell apart. I just do not know what happens to me. Street Profits still looking strong in this match. Quite strong indeed. Whoa, and as I say it, look at that. The stud DR3 takes a shot at the stud Blackhawk, but the studs manages to stay balanced and survive the round. Guarantee his safety. The AMC goes curbside. DR3 manages to also keep its balance and not tip over. The Surfs Up are looking good, and Jackhammer puts it in AMC in a not exactly great positions, kind of ripe for a takedown here. Question is, can Street Profits take advantage? And yes, they can. The Chevy Capri takes out the Jackhammer. AMC is able to slide off to safety. Yeesh, that is right now Devastation Wagon's in the danger zone. If Jackhammer doesn't recover, then the Kingswood gonna be the last car. And Turtle Shell once again bounces off the car and just escapes to the side to safety. Chevy Capri at the moment is looking a bit in. Right now, it's and the Pontiac GTO had to hit the wall. Goes curbside, so it's not exactly in a great position here. One wrong move and it's going over. We're going to see what happens next. Followed up by that, the Kingswood, as it seems the final car for Devastation Wagons. And as the Pontiac goes curbside. Followed by that back to and small black goes up and then is also curbside. vulnerable for takeout. Right now, Street Profits in the lead. Oh, and there he goes once again. Another duck and roll going on the offensive once again. And Small Block actually gets blocked by Turtle Shell. Turtle Shell and Bender. Small Block would have most likely recovered. And as it stands, it is out. What in the world? What in the... Yes, Solaire slices and dices. Duck and roll gets launched all the way to the side, but makes a great recovery. The Kingswood pulling a balancing act, and it's gonna live. It is the final cover. Devastation Wagons. If it gets eliminated, then this match is going to be over. In the Street Profits striking with the limo. A friendly fire with the GTO, but it doesn't really matter because as it stands, that is beyond 45. That is definitely beyond 45. Now, the Capri is in, but the Kingswood, not so much. The Kingswood is beyond 45, and that means Devastation Wagons have been devastated. They are out of this match, and that means that this qualifier is over. We have our 3 teams heading to the main event. Each Devastation Wagons, they started off strong, but just completely fell apart. The Kingswood can only make recoveries for so long. The Street Profits, though, dominating in this match. There we go, Solaire and Ultra Hawks also doing pretty well for themselves. There you have it, your 3 teams going on to the main event. Street Profits, the Ultra Hawks, and Surf's Up. Surf's Up and Street Profits finished the match with 3 cars to the live, but Street Profits had the most points. They will be getting the bonus action, and they are honestly looking like a pretty good contenders. They dominated this qualifier. Surf's Up, despite losing 2 round 1, they really need to hang on with these 3, some good agility. And Ultra Hawks using their heaviness and undercutting power to get them through to the main event. Overall, a great qualifier, a great way to end the qualifiers. Next time, it's going to be Battle of the Losers. The 5 third place teams from the qualifiers that didn't make it to the main event are going to get 1 shot to get a second chance. See y'all next time. Thank you for watching.